A brand new AI agent was launched just yesterday, and in this video, I'm going to show you some insane use cases that you can start using it with today. As always, I have a link in the description below so you can access this. This is from Minimax. So this is the Minimax agent. Does Minimax sound familiar? Well, that is because you're probably thinking of video, and Minimax does video generation. They do it extremely well. So when they launched the AI agents, I was extremely excited to try and see what they came up with. Here we have create a 20-page children's book starring a kind fox and generate 20 illusions and combine them all with story text and our actual story. So we can actually use this agent to create a full-fledged story for us. And on the left here, we can kind of see what it's doing. It's making analysts. It's literally flying so fast. And on the right, we can actually see the process, the current process of what's going on. So kind of like a history of the chat on the left and the actual process of what is going on the right. So we can see it is using a terminal of some sort. It was creating files. We can see the prompt, and we can see the prompt actually updating and trying to fix itself and correct itself and make changes to be able to make this book. So it is illustrating. You can see it said, hey, we need to illustrate more pages, and it is going pretty quick, so you might not be picking up everything. Just for full transparency, this is a replay, and I'm just trying to show you how this works. I've had friends of mine send me links to things that they have had it automate, and they're able to send me a share link that is allowing the person to play back the entire AI agent process, which is kind of cool. They have this go to results, so I'm just going to click this. We're going to jump ahead for a sec. So this is Felix the Kind Fox, and we can open up a new tab. Let's try here, and here it is. So page 1, and in our heart of a friendly forest lived a fox named Felix. And we can go to the next page, and it is consistent. So there's Felix the Fox. We have all the different pages. The size of the pages is slightly off, but we can totally just pull this now, put it in another program, and we now have a book that we can go publish on Amazon. Before I show you more examples and actually run our own, I want to remind you to click subscribe. I cover AI on a daily basis, so you can stay up to date with the latest and greatest AI. It is a field that is changing so quickly. There's new stuff happening every day, so just go click the subscribe button and you can stay in the know. Let's continue. Although that is cool, the big question is can this integrate with other things? So we can click the MCP market here, and we can see the different things that they have to start. So we can type the @ to get these services, or we can add them here. And there is Figma, Slack, Notion, GitHub, GitLab, MySQL Server, and Google Maps and Minimax are built in. So these are just kind of there, you don't need them. We're going to try an audio example, which is like a 3-minute meditation audio. And for this one here, we can actually see all the files that it processed. It had to create different Python files in order to create the MP3, which is here.
Find a comfortable position, perhaps sitting upright in a chair with your feet flat on the floor. Let's begin by taking 2 or 3 slightly deeper breaths.
It can also search social media, so find the 5 most discussed meme coins on Twitter in the past week. So it is able to go through social media, bring back all the meme coins, and figure out the best ones, and then it's going to display the information for you in a report. So we can actually click here. Here is our full report that it made based off social media. Our team wants to find a restaurant near the ByteDance Singapore HQ. We want to spend less than $100, and ideally it can be in walking distance. We can go to the result here, open up in a new tab, and here it will bring back a nice little page for you saying, hey, here's how much it is per dish for each person and how long it is to walk there. So it was able to compile all this data and display it in a pretty nice way for you to make a decision. So if you're trying to plan an event for a team, you can use this. Here we have, can you create a website law firm from Better Call Saul? And I need you to search for relevant images for building the website, ensuring that they exist. So we can go to the result. This is the website based off Better Call Saul. So we actually have his logo, his color scheme here. Why choose Saul? It gives you all the information. Meet Saul Goodman, and you can see everything, all the different things, his practice area. As we scroll down, there's even quotes that it gave you. So this is a pretty legit looking website about Better Call Saul. we can see about, we can see practice areas, case results, and it has built everything. On the left here, we can hit view all files, so it will show us a file list, and we can also click this button here to download all the files. So those are just some of the really cool things you can do with this tool that they have demonstrated. So let's try our own now. I have tagged Google Maps and Minimax. I don't know if it'll help for this exact one, but I am planning a trip to Japan for July, find the cheapest round trip flight for 2 adults from Toronto to Japan. So now we can hit run. And I want to show you how many tokens this is going to take because I'm not sure myself. So I have 1,000 credits, and we're about to find out how many credits something takes. So all the ones I've showed you so far were like preset ones, examples that they have shown, and I have received some from my friends showing how cool this tool is and how well it works, so I have high hopes that this will work well. So here you go, I have received a request and it knows what we have to do, and it says it's going to help us find the cheapest round trip flights from Toronto to Japan for July, and it's going to look for available flight search capabilities to get us the best options. It goes through, it says it's going to search for round trip flights for 2 adults, and it's looking at major airports. And it says it has a comprehensive flight search script that it was able to create or find. I'm not exactly sure how it's doing this, but on the right here, we can see what it's doing. So it has Japan flight search.py. So it has a Python file of some sort that is searching for flights, and it's checking multiple date ranges in July of 2025. And it's looking for 2 adults in economy class, and it's sorting by price, and it's going to save the results to a file, so detailed results to a file. And it found many options, and it's going through, and it says, okay, let me check the contents of the save file to analyze the results better and create a summary for the user with a currency conversion. So I didn't even ask it any of this, like the currency conversion, for example. It is able to figure it out and say, hey, we're going to probably want to display this in a currency that the user would want. So it is pretty smart, and we can see here it's making a directory for documents, it's creating everything we need. We have our summary report created. So we can see here all the different things, the top 5 cheapest round flight options, and we can see everything here that it is created. And I imagine it is going to come back with a nicely formatted document because this is just the command line experience, and from what I've seen, it's going to look nicer. So here it is. And like I said, I knew it was going to come back nicer. So we have 2 options here, and we can see the search summary, and here's what it searched, the top 5 cheapest round trip options. So we can see our price, the travel date, 0 stops, travel time is 31 hours, and here is all of our flight information, the exact flights that we would want. And now we can go for option number 2. So it was able to go through the web and find all this data and figure out the best, cheapest flights. It even came back with travel tips. So it said most flights connect through Vancouver or other Canadian cities. So it says, hey, check this out. This says the best value for your budget is July 7th to the 14th. Book early. It even came back with next steps saying, hey, here's some additional information you might want. Now, how many tokens did this remove? That was 90 tokens to do this one task. In terms of cost, this is what it looks like. So 5,000 tokens would be $20 a month or $19 a month, and that is their early bird special. They also have a pro plan. They have some add-ons with booster packs that you can buy, and your credits will be there for 1 year. Seeing as I can code, let's try a code test, and this was just the standard code test I do in all my large language model videos. So if you're not familiar, I have the AI code test on franklina.com. I'm going to pick GTA here, and we're going to copy this prompt over here. We're going to just submit it through. We don't need any agents. We could connect GitHub, but that is if I want to connect a repository that I have. I don't have one for this. We can try that. For now, let's just give it our standard GTA prompt. And if you want to see what the different models was able to create, so like here's Perplexity Labs, here's Claude Sonnet, here's Gemini 2.5 Pro, and you can go on the website, you can see exactly what all these different models have coded, you can see the code, it is a single shot prompt. So anyway, let's see this here, let's see what Minimax is able to create. So It says, I have received your request to create a GTA-inspired 3D game project. Description using 3.js, and I will process it. And it is going to go through, and it says this is an exciting project that involves complex 3D graphics and game mechanics. So I'm really curious as to how much better a agent codes versus some of the top leading large language models. It is coming up with a comprehensive 3D game for us, and it's going to involve creating a complete interactive game system. So it says it's building our website now as we speak. As we can see here, it says it knows it needs to create a single HTML file that has the full entire game, and it lists down everything that it needs. And where this one gets really cool is it created a comprehensive 3D inspired game in a single file, and now it says it wants to run a server. It's going to load up an actual server to try the game itself. So we can actually click here, and here is the game that it created, which I'm going to bring over into the website so we can actually see and try it a little bit better. So here is the game that Minimax agent just created. We can see we are on foot, our speed is 4, we can see our position, the nearest car is none nearby apparently, despite being able to see one. We can actually see a map in the bottom right corner, so if I move myself over, you can actually see it over here. If we panned too far down, then we kind of see under the ground. Is there a way to run? Oh, we can hit shift to run a little faster. We can enter a vehicle by hitting enter. So let's try to get into this taxi over here, and let's see if we can do it. Let's go over here. We're going to hit enter. Enter, come on, car. We can't enter the car. Oh, it's E to enter. Okay, don't mind me, I'm learning. E to enter. There we go, we're in our car now, and the car runs a lot quicker, and it goes faster, and the menu in the top left actually updates. In terms of coding, hands down the best result I've gotten for my single prompt for the GTA styled game, which now you can access the game and the code on the website, so you can actually go play this yourself. Alright, let's try to connect GitHub and let's see what it can do. The Minimax agent now has access to my GitHub repository that runs the entire Franklin A website. We can see here on the homepage, I have my latest prompts with a scroll bar that goes left and right, and I have the recent AI videos with a scroll bar that goes left and right, but my Explore More AI does not have that, and this is just a new section that I've added recently with additional stuff. So collections, code test, AI learning, and there is more to the right, but you can't see it. So we're gonna come back here, and it has access to our GitHub now, and I said, make the Explore More AI have a scroll bar similar to the recent AI videos and links on the homepage. And let's hit run. I have no idea how this is going to work. All I know is it has access to my GitHub, and let's see what it can do. And just to keep you updated, we are at 790 tokens now. So it is using maybe like 100 tokens per prompt, roughly. It is hard to say, but we've done 2 so far, and that's what we have used. So it says, I have received your request and will process it. I'm going to add a scroll bar to the Explore More AI section, very similar to the other 2 that I said, and it's going to explore. So it is looking through, and I don't know exactly where it's looking at. I don't see the homepage files in the current workspace. It takes an interesting approach. It creates a Python script to get the files in the repository, and that is how it functions. That is how it works. So it seems to really leverage Python a lot for doing all these different things. So it has persistent issues with GitHub tool, and it's going to pivot to a different strategy because the strategy it was using didn't work. The search results point to a different repository than the one I need. It has made a mistake, and it cannot find the repository because it is not public. So I'm curious to see what it's able to do. Like, I gave it access. It has access to the repository, but there is a struggle. I'm still unable to locate the current repository. I will try a final search query, this time adding a keyword GitHub to the search string. And it says it does not have access, even though if we come back to the home page and we go to the MCP market, we go added, it is clearly here and it has all the permission it needs. So while it does some stuff extremely well, other things will fail, and that will still chew up your credits. You can also use different languages here, so we can say translate, and this one just says, help me build a website to display and teach all knowledge points of grade 1 math. And math formulas should be displayed normally. If there's any knowledge points such as graphs, geometry, animation effects should be used for teaching, it was able to make this page here, which teaches math. So we can see the different levels, 1, 2, 3. We can kind of see, okay, let's click the geometry challenge, and it gives us a little quiz that we can complete. We can go back home and we can learn more different types of math. So say we want to learn about positive and negative integers. Here are the key points. The loading animation of the demo is clearly broken. We'd have to prompt it and say, hey, go fix the demo. It is not working, but it gives you an estimated time. We can go next for knowledge points, and we can kind of keep going through and learning all these different things with an interactive demo that does not work. And if there's a test, it'll give you a test. It was able to make all this off a single prompt, which is absolutely wild. While some of it was absolutely insane, some of it clearly still needs some work, and I still think a tool like this is the future of work because it makes a lot of sense. You can type in a prompt, let it go in the background, it's going to figure out everything, come back with reported documents, it's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, or do tasks that you just don't want to do. And it will do it on the background, save you a lot of time, while you can focus on other bigger and better things. So this is the Mini Max agent. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Do you have any cool examples of this working? And if you do, you can come here, click the share button, and you can leave a link in the description below so other people can see what your Minimax agent was able to accomplish. Don't forget to subscribe for more AI content. Like the video, it tells the algorithm you enjoy this type of content and you want to see more of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow with another AI video.